it's now the overseer phase. Now this phase, the first thing we do is refresh any of our abilities. So let's say we had spent this dodge with 3 adrenaline. The first thing we do is remove some of these tokens. And every dashboard action that we take has a refresh rate. The refresh rate, remember this is the cost, 3, cost us 3 tokens. So if we had played this in the commando phase, it would have 3 tokens here. This number here is the refresh rate. This green number 2. So what that means is at this stage, when we move into the overseer's turn, he will remove 2 tokens and they'll go back to the bank. Now we can't use the dodge ability again until there are no tokens here. Alright, so it's going to take another turn, another overseer phase, so the commandos are going to act again and then it's us again as the overseer before we can use dodge again. However, there is another cost down here, a higher cost. If we want to use dodge again, but it's not refreshed, then we can pay 5 adrenaline and use it while it's committed. Right, so this committed cost is really high. And what that means is we stick another 5 in here, and now it's going to take a lot longer for dodge to refresh, okay, because it's going to remove 1, 2, it's going to take 3 turns for dodge to become available again. As it goes, the overseer's got 6 adrenaline for this round, and can now play anything that's in his stack of unused ready actions. Now I'd like to play clone blankers, but there aren't any vents. These things here aren't actually vents, that's some intel, it's faulty intel. And what that means is that if faulty intel comes up in one of these room cards, there's a room card called faulty intel, then the overseer can flip these tiles and we can see what actual terrain is there. Okay, so this is kind of represents the fact that the commandos think there's a vent there, but there isn't, it's their faulty intel. Okay, the overseer hasn't placed the faulty intel card in here. If he had, then potentially we could be flipping this tile and there might be a vent on the other side. So let's play clone reinforcements, and we're going to spend 4 adrenaline here, I think. So we'll spend 4 out of our 6. It says for every 2 adrenaline you spend for this ready cost, spawn a clone and an enemy passage tile. And I'm going to spawn 2 rogue clones. Place 1 here. Remember to respect their facing. They've got the arrows just like the commandos do. And we've got 2 adrenaline left. Once we've finished spawning our clones, then the overseer can activate their clones. It costs 1 adrenaline, remember we've got 2 left, it costs 1 adrenaline to move a clone. Or, if you look in the top right, there's a combat activation cost. In this case it's 1. And for this cost here you can move and attack. Alright, now more often than not this cost to move and attack is going to be higher than the 1 it costs to just move. And I think what we'll do is we'll have this one activate and move in here, and what I want to try and do is take out that droid, that drone. The cost, that goes back to the bank. So our attack is 3 black dice. 1, 2, 3. And we're attacking this sentry drone. It has a melee defense of 3. Remember it's guarding. A guarding sentry drone can make 1 attack during an overseer phase when an enemy moves into its weapon range and line of sight. Okay, if the sentry drone is damaged by an attack, remove it from the map. So this sentry drone, because it's now in guard mode, it can make 1 attack against this guy. So let's have it do that first, and it uses 3 black dice and 2 red. And remember, we only need 4 or more. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've just got it. Okay, so this rogue clone is out of here. Alright, let's do the second activation. This time we're going to activate this guy. Oh, this goes back to the bank, remember? And we'll remove this token from the drone because it can only do this once per turn. Okay. Now I'll have him move in here and do the same thing. So the drone can't respond, and it's 3 black dice, and we need 3 successes because the sentry drone's melee defense is 3, so 3 hits we need. Oh! Unlucky, unlucky. I don't think there's anything that this guy can do now. No, we've got no adrenaline left, so it's a miss. The sentry drone survives. Okay, that's the Overseer done. The only thing left for it to do now is if he did have some adrenaline unspent, and that is possible, that we might have tried to save some for the next round, so you might want to bank some of this, do nothing. Or we could have done that this time. We could have kept our 6 here, not spawned these guys, but you know, I really fancy trying to take out that sentry drone, and then save that 6. But you can't save more than 10. So the idea is if you've got any more than 10 unspent adrenaline now, the Overseer would discard it. But that's it. He spent all his adrenaline. We go back to the commandos. The difference this time is that, actually I'll show you as we go through the beginning of the commando phase. So the first thing is we move the timer up 1. All adrenaline that we gained last time, so that's 2, 4, 6, 10, 14. Okay, so the Overseer only had 6 to spend on the first turn, but next turn, this turn coming up, we've got 14 adrenaline to spend. It's going to be much better. You know, although we took some hits, you know, and we lost some of these clones we put in play, it doesn't matter, they go back to the supply, right? These are things that just are there to make the commandos spend adrenaline. If we can get the commandos spending adrenaline, then we've got more adrenaline to spend. We can get some of these more horrible things out, okay, on the board. And also, they're in a position to defend themselves a lot more now, the Overseer, because they've got more adrenaline to spend. So really, you know, it's not, these clones aren't particularly strong, but they're there to, like I say, get the commandos busy, so that we can then start hitting them with some big attacks. Then we have the commanding officer fix the initiative once more, and now the commandos can change their stance. So this rifleman who was prone really wants to stand up and start doing some stuff. Okay, so maybe he'll move his stance to double time. We'll keep the recon specialist at cautious advance, and think about, well, he wants quite high movement, doesn't he? I think we'll do sneak. We'll try sneak, because the idea now is that perhaps these two will take out this thing. Our recon will sneak towards this door and try and do something about this door, and we'll have him stay, the heavy support specialist, that stay braced, ready to take on whatever comes through this door here potentially. And that's level 7 Omega Protocol. We've got lots of stuff to investigate. We've got a timer ticking down. Let's have a look at some of the Overseer's other abilities. We've talked about dodge, surprise attack. We've got a cave in here. This one's cost 10, and this says place 2 rubble markers on any tile, at least 2 spaces apart and not in the same space as a wall, figure or combatant marker. These are the rubble markers. So we could, you know, have like a cave in here that stops these commandos advancing or making it more difficult for them. Rubble is harder to climb over. We know that the clones are sure-footed, so they don't have that penalty. You know, the Overseer is going to have a lot more stuff available to it next turn. We'll look at some of these room tiles. So here, I mean, these are the things that really cause bad things. We've got another fire team, another recon patrol. This was where the office was. So the commandos were setting off this way, but unfortunately for them, and the Overseer knows, the office is here. This is where they need to try and get to. Up here we had the A-lift and a vanguard and a vent. And here we had our faulty intel and a recon patrol. So in this case we would have turned this tile. This is the recon patrol, the faulty intel, and it would have gone from this to this. And this icon is a clone nest. So if we put the faulty intel icon here, and remember the Overseer only had one faulty intel icon. Yeah, if we put it here, it meant that, yeah, there was a clone nest here, and that means every time we spawn anything, then we also spawn an additional clone here at the clone nest. Right, so you can see there's different ways. We don't know which room the 40 intel is going to be in. If it was in this room up here, then it would have been a landslide. If it was in either of these rooms, then it would have been an EMI. EMI is electromagnetic interference, which kind of blocks line of sight on ranged attacks. But, you know, the overseers done their job this turn. They put this cloud of gas here that discouraged the commandos from going into that room. I mean, as a player, you might say, well, he's trying to stop me going this way, so maybe there's something there I need to, you know, he's trying to protect. Maybe moving this way is the right thing to do. So we might have tried to get these commandos through this gas. And then you've got to decide, well, do I send everyone through or just one guy through? There's just so much going on in this game. There's a lot of interplay between the dashboard abilities of the overseer and how far the commandos want to push things with this adrenaline, this stack of investigate tokens. There's loads of different variables within this game. And this is just the introductory mission. As you get deeper into Subterra Bravo, then more things are going to come out. So here, for example, we've got Fear Hunter. For cost of 6 adrenaline, they can spore Fear Hunters, impending ambush, a reject, handler reserve, spawn handlers. Alright, so more dangerous monsters are going to come out. This game deserves some more attention, and this is why I was very keen to get a video out for this now. Omega Protocol Level 7 from Privateer Press. Enjoy it. See you next time.